Imagine the children trying to make music with the animals at home.
That's why we can't have Teletubbies anymore.
Good. If you're ready, you have a pen here, and you also have a pen.
Mickey Mouse sound cartoon, Steamboat Willie.
I've never seen that before.
Steamboat Willie.
So we know this one.
Yeah, we do. Everybody in animation knows it. If they don't, then yeah, no.
Is this the original?
I think so. Looks original enough.
Ah, classic.
Is it the first one where Mickey is actually a character?
I think there was one beforehand where they fly on a plane.
It's so iconic.
This one was the first one that established Mickey Mouse as a more popular character.
Oh, look at the stretch!
Oh, that's so cool.
Ew.
No, that's cool.
It's also the very first short film with synchronized sound.
I kind of like this design better. Like the way his nose looks.
Oh yeah.
It just looks somehow like much cooler.
Wow, the visual gags.
I don't know, I feel like it still holds up that you know exactly what the characters think.
Yeah. I just think it's so funny that the parrot has this shoulder movement when he laughs. Ha ha ha.
Circles, all the arcs.
Yeah. It's all in arcs.
It's very round in general.
They repeat the movement several times.
I love how there is absolutely no understanding of anatomy going on here, but I mean, I guess they're doing it on purpose.
Ew, what the fuck?
I forgot that this was so weird.
Physics?
Yes.
It's for comical reasons.
Yeah.
And it still works. We all realize that his teeth not normally open up.
What is this called in English?
It might be tobacco, you know, the tobacco
Yeah, like
you
chewing
chew.
tobacco.
I mean, I don't know about you, but it's a constant problem with me.
Oh,
Yeah.
no, I'm sorry.
Cow.
Wow, she's so skinny.
Not anymore. Oh. Fallout Boy?
I love it.
Yeah, there's just no bones. It's just, what do you call that? Rubber?
Right on the boob.
Oh no.
I like how in the early short films, Mickey is a lot more expressive.
Oh, like
Modern problems require modern solutions.
Later, he becomes just I don't know, just a brand.
those ships are so cool though. The wheels.
That jumping when characters are annoyed are also such a like old animated movie thing.
Running in heels.
I didn't know that Minnie could play the guitar.
I guess these characters can do anything as long as the writers can come up with it, and the animators.
Also, is that a panty shot? Oh,
Yeah,
no.
it's a fancy shot.
Oh, respectful. Oh no, he ate all of the music.
But I like how the notes like are laying on the floor.
Yes.
No physics at work at all. Just bouncing all around, and it seems like it's just a balloon. There's no stomach.
Is he gonna play a goat? Is goat an instrument?
I'm kind of not following the plot. I don't know.
I guess
Maybe.
I'm over-analyzing it. It's just, I mean, it's a cartoon character, but
Oh, that's so cool!
Oh look, there's music coming out of the mouth. I wonder if they, like when they made it, did they think they'd have to explain it?
the animators at the time also weren't that experienced. Walt Disney afterwards did a good job at organizing figure drawing sessions, bringing in art teachers to teach his animators anatomy and how to animate in a way that looks more realistic.
They're using a lot of music reference in it.
They were just
music.
flexing
Yeah,
on all
yeah,
the
yeah.
other animators.
They were just like, hey, look at us.
This is the scene in High School Musical 2 where they're in the kitchen.
OMG, is
We gotta
Mickey
work
Mouse
this
Troy
out.
Bolton?
But it also lost a lot of charm and
That's true.
character.
You won't see this kind of animation in later years.
No!
What? This is animal abuse.
Yeah, it is, right.
Yeah, that's not very animal friendly, man.
Call Peter.
And his smug look on his face.
Like, they have no limbs, nothing.
They don't need them.
Yeah.
It's animation. You can do what you want.
Yeah, that's what I like about it.
He's so happy, and he's just torturing the animals.
Yeah, he's like, the pain is intense.
I really like that duck design. Or
No,
like
leave the piggies alone.
whatever.
Stop.
No!
It just gets worse.
Yeah.
Minnie, I think you should
not
file
funny.
for divorce.
Oh,
The mouse
man.
torturing other animals.
What is this, Animal Farm?
I don't remember that. I think it was a censored scene, maybe.
Probably was because of the Hays Code.
Yeah.
God, humor
No,
used to be
no.
something.
Come on.
How did that make it through the
The censorship.
censorship rules?
I think the Hays Code started only a few years later, but still,
It's a regulation on what you can show or what you can show.
it was like self-censorship at the time.
It's like the crocodile game where you.
That's true.
Like at the end of the 1960s, they abolished this and just set up the MPAA, so they could just rate your movie and tell you, okay, this is for people like over 16 years old.
But at least the animators seem to have had a lot of fun doing
Yes.
this.
Man, that's not how you peel a potato.
Oh my god.
What a waste
no.
of potato.
You didn't even have to submit it anymore. During the Hays Code, like in order to show your films, you had to submit these films and get them rated.
Mickey's not wearing gloves, I just realized.
Oh yeah,
It's kind of weird.
early design maybe.
Yeah. And the hero gets the last laugh.
When it's done, that's the end. I don't get it.
It's a timeless classic.
Yes, timeless.
1920s.
Everything's possible.
Yeah.
No limbs, no bones, and no potato.
So, Steamboat Willie came out in 1928 and was directed by Walt Disney and Ab Iwerks. It's considered to be the debut of Mickey and Minnie. It's one of the first fully synchronized films.
I mean, I love the animation.
It's a timeless type of animation, I know. Without this, we wouldn't be where we are.
This is the most iconic Disney scene, right? It's like a double bounce as well, I think.
Yeah, it's a very like a classic movement for this era of time.
With his hips, he's going from down here up here in kind of an arc. And then what he does is he does a down, up, and then a down, further down, and then another up. Then he's going back and doing the same thing on the other side, and that is a double bounce. I like the intake of breath frames.
Yeah, the
But also his like county mouth. It's like,
He's like, his shoulders do.
And his cheeks too. Technically, when you're whistling, your cheeks wouldn't move that much.
With animation, if you do things that are too close to reality, it just looks stiff. So you have to
Cool, maybe
emphasize it's like there's air being pushed out of the cheeks.
here you can see that they didn't redraw this entire part here.
Yeah.
Because it doesn't move at all, even when the hip goes down. It's just this part and the
whistling.
feet that move.
This is something that I see all the time in Rubber Hose, and I love it so much that everything has a character. These pipes, and everything is moving, everything has a soul or a character. And it's just the style of animation they had before the 12 principles and before they restricted themselves.
He pulls up his fur, which I found kind of funny.
Ah, that's cool.
It's like, ah.
Oh, this was incredible, like the stretching here. Look, he's sliding like slides. And this looks weird also because I would have thought this part would be elastical and it would
Like snap back,
snap
but it
back,
doesn't.
but it
Yeah.
doesn't.
Thing is, like at the time, animators still weren't really aware of squash and stretch and the 12 principles of animation. In fact, you can also see it afterwards, how the characters move. Like his body never really squashes and stretches. When you have squash and stretch in an animation, usually the volume gets preserved. But here, the body is just stretched to an extent that wouldn't be possible.
I'm actually a big advocate for stuff like that because I think it gives so much charm and more characteristic. We can do everything in animation,
Even though they didn't implement the 12 principles of animation, you could really tell there's like some bouncy effect that could allude to stretch and squash.
If you like compare it to like Mickey Mouse, Dreamhouse, or whatever, it's like a whole other thing.
The timing and the spacing never had is in and is out. The timing was always the same. When he spits here and gets out here, they're always spaced the same.
Otherwise you would make it faster at the beginning.
But also like a nice silhouette. His head shape,
Yes.
his ears, his iconic silhouette, the outlines, you could still tell that, oh, he's looking down at something.
He has a good character design.
It's also great to like start animating because you can construct him by doing circles, basically. If you need to basically draw 24 drawings of the character per second, you want to make sure that it's simple enough that people can actually replicate it that many times.
At least the base is like simple shapes that you can redraw.
I mean, okay, that's kind of a sad frame, but he's made up of circles.
Yes.
So you have a circle for the head,
face,
and circle
the
for the
ears.
ears, circle for the buttons. And that makes him very friendly and round and approachable because we like circles.
They animated the background.
Yeah, it's just a drawing going past. And I think they're also looping it.
Ah, the same tree.
Yeah. And that's something that would later be used during the 1950s and later to reduce costs. They had machinery where they put the drawing of the background like stretched all across. Then they put the cells with the animation and they would take pictures of that like frame by frame.
I kind of understand that maybe they were like, oh, it's just animation. We can use animals to make instruments. It's funny.
But just their lifeless expressions, like Minnie and Mickey are just like, and they're like hitting animals and stuff.
Imagine the children trying to make music with the animals at home. Poor cats and stuff. Yes.
That's why we can't have Teletubbies anymore.
Cows still get transported like that. In Switzerland, this is actually very common to transport your cows per helicopter on a belt.
Cows do have kind of like a back shape that is like...
I mean, that's the spine. There is the hips. But it's just so round that it's weird.
And it's weird that the shape repeats itself. And here as well, it's just now that I look, it's just everywhere. Also, this looks like a very unhappy face. Like,
They're looping a lot of animation. They had a budget.
Also, they
We're
didn't
on
have
a
a
budget.
large group. I think for the first short films with Mickey, it was only Ab Iwerks who drew all of it. I'm not sure if it's true, maybe it's a myth, but I heard people saying that Ab Iwerks was able to animate up to 700 drawings per day. Yeah.
it's like a sidewalk crab shuffle.
How it was difficult to do like perspective and stuff. It's interesting that they managed to incorporate that.
Yeah, it's also a one-point perspective, so all the lines lead to this place.
The very beginning of the character and the Walt Disney Company, it was mostly just Ab Iwerks and Walt Disney. Maybe Walt Disney created the character. Ab Iwerks was actually the guy who designed him.
Well, I really love that they like use the sound design as part of the music. There's so much rhythm. You kind of want to watch it again and like you kind of want to move with it.
Animating to sound is already a pain nowadays, where you just have it in your software and you can go back and re-listen to it. Like this
Resync,
must have been a
but yeah.
pain, because you gotta like also know how fast the animation is gonna be once it's done. I guess in the early days they had an X sheet, which is a sheet where you write in what frame you're at, and for example if you have a mouth movement like the whistling to a tune, you would probably have like an open, midway closed and closed, and with that they plan the entire animation out.
It's very interesting to look back at how animation was done 100 years ago. About
This song is gonna be stuck in my head.
that too.
Thank you so much for reacting.
Thank you.